tired of telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, feeling stuck in a cycle of delaying tasks, only to feel guilty about it later? What if I told you the solution isn't about finding more willpower or a magical productivity hack? It's about fundamentally changing how you think about procrastination itself. You see, procrastination isn't a sign of laziness. It's an emotional response. It's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort, from the fear of failure, or just from the overwhelming feeling of a huge task. The secret to breaking free isn't to fight that feeling, but to work with it. And that is exactly what we're going to break down today. A step-by-step guide to building a growth mindset that will make you truly indistractable. By the end of this video, you won't just have tips. You'll have a new identity. An identity of someone who shows up, gets things done, and keeps promises to themselves. Let's start with the most important shift you need to make. Redefining procrastination. Stop telling yourself you're lazy. Instead, understand that procrastination is emotional avoidance. When a task feels heavy, difficult, or uncertain, your brain registers that as a threat and says, "Hey, let's do something easier, something that feels good right now." This is where the growth mindset comes in. The shift is simple but powerful. Stop seeing discomfort as a stop sign and start seeing it as a sign of growth. Think of it this way. This feeling of discomfort means I'm learning, not failing. The moment you feel that urge to delay, don't ask yourself, "How do I feel?" That question just validates the desire to escape. Instead, ask a much more powerful question. What would progress look like for just 5 minutes? Just 5. This isn't about finishing the entire project. It's about starting. By committing to a tiny, non-threatening slice of the task, you break that initial emotional resistance. Starting small is the key that unlocks the door your brain tried to shut. Next up, we need to talk about distractions. They are the biggest accomplice to procrastination. Why are they so powerful? Because they feel free. A quick scroll on social media, a funny video, a peek at the newsday don't seem to cost anything in the moment, but they do. They cost you your goals, your time, and your future self's peace of mind. So, we need to make distractions expensive. The core rule of being indistractable is this: if it's not aligned with your goals, it doesn't deserve instant access to your attention. This isn't about willpower. It's about creating an environment where focus is the easiest option. Let's get practical. Turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone and computer. By default, they should be off. When you need to focus, put your phone in another room. The physical distance creates a powerful barrier. Use app blockers for specific times of the day when you need to do deep work. The mindset shift here is crucial. My future self deserves my attention more than my impulses do. Every time you resist a distraction, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're telling your brain that your long-term goals are more valuable than short-term pleasure. Now, let's tackle motivation. Many of us wait for motivation to strike before we start working. We think, "I'll do it when I feel ready," or "I'll start when I'm inspired." Here's the truth. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It's unreliable, and it comes and goes as it pleases. But you know what is reliable? Structure. Instead of waiting for the right feeling, you need to schedule your actions. This is about scheduling discomfort, not motivation. Decide 3 things in advance: the exact time you'll work, the specific place you'll work, and exactly what you'll do. Be crystal clear. Don't just say, "I'll work on my project tonight." That's too vague. Instead, say, "At 7 p.m., I will sit at my desk, and I will write the introduction for my report for 20 minutes. See the difference? This removes all the in-the-moment decision-making. Procrastination thrives on indecision. When you have a clear, pre-decided plan, there's no room for your brain to negotiate its way out of it. You just follow the script you already wrote for yourself. This brings me to perhaps the most profound step: building an identity, not just habits. Habits are what you do, but your identity is who you are. You don't procrastinate because you're inherently lazy. You procrastinate because your current identity might be that of someone who puts things off. A growth mindset allows you to consciously build a new identity. Start telling yourself a new story. Instead of thinking, "I'm such a procrastinator," adopt these identity shifts. "I am becoming someone who keeps promises to myself, and I am the kind of person who shows up even when it's uncomfortable." Every single time you choose to act, despite resistance, you are casting a vote for this new identity. Each small win, each 5-minute start, isn't just about getting a task done. It's about reinforcing the self-image of a disciplined, focused individual. Your actions literally train your brain to see you differently. Over time, acting in line with your goals won't feel like a struggle. It will feel natural, because it's simply who you are. But what about those days when even starting for 5 minutes feels like climbing a mountain? For that, we have the 10-minute rule. It's beautifully simple. Tell yourself, "I only have to do this for 10 minutes. Anyone can do almost anything for just 10 minutes. The magic of this rule is that starting is the hardest part. Once you're in motion, Isaac Newton's first law kicks in. An object in motion stays in motion. Momentum often takes over, and you find yourself working for much longer than you initially planned. And what if it doesn't? What if after 10 minutes, you still feel a massive amount of resistance? Then you stop, and here's the critical part. You stop without guilt. You've fulfilled your commitment of 10 minutes. This is a win. By stopping without self-criticism, you teach your brain that this process is safe, and you'll be more willing to try again tomorrow. Remember, consistency always beats intensity. 10 minutes a day is infinitely better than a frantic, guilt-ridden 5-hour session once a month. This leads us to our next point. What to do when you inevitably slip up. Because you will. Ebergine Dois. The typical response is, "I'm so useless. Why can't I just get it together?" Beating yourself up like this is counterproductive. It actually strengthens the emotional avoidance that causes procrastination in the first place, making you even more likely to delay things in the future. Instead, replace self-criticism with data. Become a scientist of your own behavior. When you notice you're delaying something, get curious. Analyze the situation without judgment. Ask yourself, when do I tend to procrastinate the most? What specific emotion am I trying to avoid right now? Is it boredom? Anxiety? Confusion? And most importantly, what one small, tiny change would make this easier next time? This embodies a core principle of the growth mindset. Failure is feedback, not identity. A setback isn't a reflection of your worth. It's just a piece of data that you can use to adjust your strategy. Finally, you need to start treating your focus like a skill. It's not a finite resource that you just use up. It's a muscle that you can train and strengthen. In our hyper-distracted world, the ability to concentrate is a superpower. And like any superpower, it requires practice. You build your focus with daily reps. What do these reps look like? First, practice deliberately choose to do one thing at a time. No background TV, no checking emails while on a call. Just one task. Second, work in timed blocks, like the Pomodoro technique. Work for a focused 25 minutes. Then, take a 5-minute break. This trains your brain to sustain attention for a set period. And third, take intentional breaks. A break isn't scrolling through your phone. That just fatigues your brain further. A real break is stepping away from screens, stretching, looking at a window, or just letting your mind wander. The more you consciously practice managing your attention, the stronger your focus muscle becomes, and the harder it is for distractions to steal it away. So let's bring it all together. You don't become indistractable by finding a way to eliminate every single distraction from your life. That's impossible. You become indistractable by deciding in advance what truly matters more than those distractions. It's about being proactive, not reactive. Discipline grows when your purpose is clear. Focus follows commitment. So, stop waiting for motivation. Stop beating yourself up. Start by redefining procrastination as an emotional signal. Make your distractions costly. Schedule your actions. Build the identity of someone who follows through. Use the 10-minute rule to get started. And treat every slip-up as data, not defeat. This isn't an overnight fix, but a gradual transformation. It's a journey of building a new relationship with yourself, one based on trust, commitment, and the powerful belief that you are capable of growing. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. I hope these steps help you reclaim your focus and build a more intentional life. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building better mindsets and systems for success. Let me know in the comments which of these steps you're going to try first. See you in the next one.